Apparently, the IRS likes to spread the sheet, if you will, because liberal groups are now saying that their tax-exempt forms were getting screened too. No word on how many liberals, but likely a lot fewer and a whole lot less invasive than the near body cavity search that hundreds of conservative groups and individual donors say they went through. So this IRS thing is through because a few progressives went through the exact same thing? No wonder RedState.com's Erick Erickson is seeing red. But I guess it negates everything because some liberals went through it. What do you make of that, Eric?
Well, we know that this happened because Democrats in Congress found some documents, Neil, but when you actually look at the documents, it doesn't show what they say it showed. What the notice from the IRS did was to say that these progressive groups, liberal groups, were trying to classify as nonprofit charities when they should have classified as 501c4 organizations. That's it.
Right.
And we don't know how many were involved because they haven't come forward. The problem on the conservative side is we know that the organizations that did do it the right way, classified as 501c4 organizations, were inordinately harassed by the IRS down to what was the text of their prayers. We don't know that any liberal groups had that happen. None of them have come forward to say it, and thus far it doesn't look like any of them did experience that level of harassment.
But I'll even step back and say, all right, let's say it did happen. Some liberal groups were targeted, as if that justifies what the IRS did. I mean,
Right.
Using the full heft and power that an agency has to go after anybody for any reason at any time should be a little bit scary. And for many, particularly in the mainstream media, to sort of say, well, that's it. Now we know the IRS is just doing its job. That is not its job.
Right. You know, this is the most galling part about this, is the media is doing this false equivalence, but an equivalence nonetheless. Take the politics out of it. Why is the IRS asking any political organization about its politics down to the nature of its prayer?
You just said that, because I said that I'll see the point that liberal groups went after too. I'll even go to the point that it was a lot of them, which, by the way, I concur with you. It doesn't look like that is remotely the case. But it should burn you that they're doing this, period, with anyone, testing their political agenda and having them go through hoops, though not to the same degree, we're told, than it did conservative groups, to justify this exemption. I mean, that's targeting and that's bullying.
Yeah, what's so disappointing about the Democrats in this is they seem to want to protect the president of this. No one's accusing the president of having done anything wrong. This is about a bureaucratic agency of the United States harassing political groups.
End of story. And I think to say under the cover of, say, well, so they went after some liberals too, as if that somehow justifies what happened in the end. In the end, groups and individuals were targeted and their political connections examined and examined again and scrutinized again by an agency that didn't have the right, the power, or even the legal freedom to do it. And yet, when the media takes the cover saying, well, at least they were going after everybody, that should incense everybody.
It should, and now they're going to be doing it to our health care, not just our taxes, which should be even more enraging to people.
Can you imagine? Erick Erickson, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you very much.